board said, hey, me and you have a lot in common. It communicated that with me, and I remember thinking, oh wow, you know, I kind of felt special a little bit, like, what are you talking about? But that night I went to sleep, and when I woke up changed. It didn't feel demonic or spiritual, it felt entirely physical. And I remember walking home as a teen, and I remember I cried as I walked home. And when I got home, I just laid in bed, and I did not want to get out of bed for weeks. And I remember my friends would visit me and stuff. My life was changed at that point. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was in extreme depression at this point. And I would lay in bed, it felt like some type of force would just sit and mock me and ridicule me as I laid there. I was being tormented, it was horrible. In a sense, it felt completely physical because there's like this huge cloud over my mind and I couldn't think, didn't want to get out of bed. I mean, I was just totally depressed, completely depressed. And at the same time, now I'm being tormented. And my mom, who was that Christian, and tell her something's wrong. And she would put her hand on my head and she would pray for me, I remember, and then that tormenting that would go away, which was extremely relieving. Over time though, what happened is I just got used to this. And I didn't really tie together that this had anything to do with a Ouija board, which is very stupid. Now, the word demon possession, it's not even in the Bible, the Hebrew and Greek, it's actually vexed or with a demon. So in other words, it's a little bit more less severe. It just means that a demon will come and dwell with you. It doesn't really completely take over and possess you. And I was not aware of that. I just thought something was incredibly wrong with me. I remember there's a girl, she said, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. She said, is your tooth broken? I said, no, why? She said, I have known you for years and I have not seen you ever smile one time. So anyhow, I just got used to living this way. It was absolutely horrible. It was devastating, and it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me. And it came on very strong and powerful, and it was that way probably for about 5 years until ultimately I found myself sitting at a church service. That extreme darkness and depression that was on me, that emptiness, that would leave while I was at the church service. And that made me incredibly suspicious that the power of Christ was real. And at that point I got very suspicious that it was. And I started moving towards that direction with the hope of, if this is for real, if God actually does care about me and He does love me enough to want to help me and be my friend, even though I'm a wicked person, please, where do I sign up? If I can have a new chance. So I moved in that direction in a way of reading my Bible a little bit each day. After doing that for a period of 2 weeks, my mom agreed to pray with this lady that this demon would leave me in Jesus' name. And the night that they prayed together, while at the same time I had been 2 weeks into starting to read the Bible a little, that dark horse left me. And just like that thing had came on me after playing the Ouija board, it came back off me that powerfully too. And I was stoked. I was laying in bed and I woke up in the morning and I looked out the window and I thought, what a beautiful day. And I remember thinking to myself, I have not even thought anything this positive for years. I was just absolutely amazed. And I didn't know about this whole prayer thing. I found that out 6 months later, that this gal and my mother prayed for me, but I was happy again like I was when I was a little kid.